Today we're going to take a look at the Pearl clinical charting. Over the past few months, our developer team have been working on ways to improve how you can use the system. We're going to turn on the new charting method within Pearl. So to do that, we go to the cog. We then turn on to new charting method. I would recommend putting this on so it uses surface clicks and close treatment on add item. You can fiddle around with these settings later to get the most out of your Pearl system. We're going to add a new treatment plan and we're going to base it off a template exam S&P 2 X-rays. The first thing we're going to do is mark a missing tooth with the new style of charting, and to do that we can hold the M key on our keyboard and left click. I'm going to left click on the 4 and the 8. This works with all tooth states, so if the 8 was unerupted we hold U and click on the 8. If there's a deciduous tooth we can hold D and we'll click on the 5. And if there's another missing tooth, we hold M and click on the 6. You'll be able to see a full list of what shortcuts are available in the video. We're now going to chart some items on the baseline, and we've got two ways to do this. We can either left click on the surface, so the occlusal on the 7. We're adding established caries and closing. Or we can drag and drop from the favourite icons here, the favourite list here. So I'm dragging the established caries onto the 6. I'm then saying DO and I can hit enter on my keyboard. Once we've done something once, if we right click it will copy the previous action. So if I right click on the 7 now, we can see it's already highlighted the buccal surface because that's where we right clicked. And then if I want a BO and tick. This works the same for treatment, so if the patient has an existing composite filling, we can drag and drop, occlusal, OK, or we can right click, occlusal, we can go MO and OK. We're now going to move to treatment planning. So to treatment plan, we simply chart on the outside rows. And again, if I drag and drop onto the 6, it's already going to fill in DO for me because that's the existing caries. We can modify that, so if we want MOD and hit the tick, and again I can right click, it'll fill in the occlusal and we'll press OK. And again right click, it's filled in BO and hit OK. To speed up your baseline charting, you do have the option to start on a tooth, so if I click on the 8, I've positioned the window so I can see the full chart, and I can right click, I can use the right arrow to move between teeth. So it's highlighting the correct tooth as I move. We can also click up here. If we want to mark the one as missing, we can press missing. If we say there's a crown on it, we add a crown. We'll move across to the 2 and we'll say the 2 has an incisal composite. We'll move across to the 3, and this time, in fact, I'm going to move across to the 5. So this time, if there's an MOD, I can click on the surfaces, but I also have the option to use the number pad. So I'm pressing 4, 5 and 6, which will highlight the respective surfaces, and we're putting amalgam. I'm then using the number pad, the right key to move to the 6, and this time I'm pressing 5 on the number pad and add in a composite. I'm going to go to the outside row now with the up arrow, which means I'm charting proposals, and I've moved back to the 5. I'm going to chart MOD and we're going to replace the amalgam with a composite. If we need to remove any charting on the patient, there's two ways to do it. If it's in your treatment plan, we remove it from the treatment plan down here. So I'm going to delete the filling. The other way is to click on the tooth and we can see the present item is the amalgam filling and the proposed is the composite. If we want to remove the amalgam, we can use the delete button there and we can see it's gone from the baseline now. If we want to remove the proposals, we can use the delete button there. To summarise the tips, tip 1 is to use the favourites menu. So your favourite menu is here. We can change what items appear in it by pressing the star, and we can drag and drop from the favourite menu straight onto the chart. So I'm going to drag a crown and drop it on the 6. Tip number 2 is to navigate using the arrow keys. So we see we're on the 8, and then we're going to go across to the other teeth. Tip number 3 is to use the number pad. So I click on a surface and then press the relevant key on the number pad. Tip number 4 is to use the shortcuts on the keyboard. So if you hold M and left click for missing, U for unerupted, P for partially erupted, G for gap closed. Tip number 5 is to right click and copy the last thing you did. So if we chart an occlusal on the 8, I can then right click and continue to chart occlusals. That concludes the basic overview of how to use our new charting system. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@bhasoftware.com, or you can of course talk to us on the phone on 0116 275 9995. Thank you.